Okay, I want you to try something. Turn off every single light around you. No streetlights peeking through the window, no glow from your phone screen. Just pure, absolute darkness. Notice what happens. Almost immediately, your senses sharpen. You become aware of your own heartbeat. Maybe it even quickens a little. Your imagination starts to kick into high gear. But why does something as simple as darkness trigger a sense of fear, even when you know you're completely safe in your own home? The answer is ancient, written into our very DNA. For most of human history, darkness wasn't peaceful. It was dangerous. Our early ancestors lived in forests, caves, and open plains. When the sun went down, visibility dropped to almost zero. And let's be honest, humans are not built for the night. Compared to many predators, our low-light vision is terrible. We don't have reflective eyes like a cat, we don't have sharp claws, and we certainly don't have the advantage in the dark. At night, we were vulnerable prey. Predators like big cats, wolves, and other nocturnal hunters thrive in low light. They rely on stealth and the element of surprise. Darkness was their playground, and for early humans, that meant a much higher risk of not surviving until morning. Over thousands and thousands of generations, evolution did its work. The humans who were more cautious and alert in the darkness were the ones who survived to pass on their genes. Those who were a little too relaxed, well, they didn't. Slowly but surely, the human brain developed a simple but effective rule: if it's dark, assume there's a risk. And that ancient rule still lives inside every single one of us. Deep inside your brain, there's a small, almond-shaped structure called the amygdala. Think of it as your internal alarm system. Its job is to detect potential threats and react instantly. It doesn't wait around for all the evidence to come in, it reacts to uncertainty. And what is darkness if not the ultimate form of uncertainty? When you can't see what's around you, your brain is starved of information. And when information is missing, the brain has a tendency to fill in the blanks by assuming the worst-case scenario. From an evolutionary standpoint, this makes perfect sense. A false alarm might just waste a little energy, but ignoring a real danger that could cost you your life. So your brain evolved to overreact rather than underreact. That's why your heart rate increases when the lights go out. That's why a casual stroll down a familiar street feels completely different at night than it does during the day. It's not a sign of weakness, it's your ancient survival programming kicking in. Now, let's add a layer of psychology to this. Humans are incredibly visual creatures. We rely on our sight more than any other sense to understand and navigate the world. When that primary source of input disappears, your brain tries to compensate by filling in the gaps. This is when your imagination becomes hyperactive. Small, innocent sounds suddenly seem louder and more menacing. A shadow in the corner of your eye feels like movement. Even the silence itself can feel heavy and ominous. But here's the key: the real fear isn't of the darkness itself. It's the fear of the unknown, the fear of uncertainty. Darkness strips away our sense of control. And as humans, we are deeply uncomfortable when we lack clarity and control over our environment. Even today, when you're safely locked in your bedroom, your brain is still running on ancient code that was written tens of thousands of years ago. Widespread electricity is only a little over a century old. Modern, secure housing is a very recent invention in the grand timeline of human history. But evolution moves at a glacial pace. Your brain simply hasn't had time to update its software. So being afraid of the dark isn't irrational, it's just a bit outdated. It's a primal instinct that once protected your ancestors from very real threats lurking in the shadows. And because they were cautious in the dark, because they listened to that little voice of fear, you exist today. In the end, the fear of darkness isn't really about monsters under the bed. It's about survival, it's about uncertainty. And it's about a brain that evolved to protect you at all costs, even when you don't need that protection anymore. So the next time you feel that little shiver of unease in the dark, just remember, you're not being silly. You're experiencing an echo of the instinct that kept our entire species alive. Thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.